Sonic Team's second attempt at recapturing its popular mascot's glory days in the 16-bit Genesis harkens back to 1992's Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which was notable for introducing Sonic's sidekick, Tails. While Sonic has never enjoyed the diversity of moves shared by his fellow mascots, the one aspect that separated him from the pack was pure, unadulterated speed. Unfortunately, Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 2 seems to go out of its way to put the brakes on Sonic, thanks to some questionable level design choices. Instead of including creative ways to maintain the blue blur's blistering pace, the game often brings the action to a screeching halt, requiring the use of sluggish, imprecise teamwork moves in the air, underwater, and on the ground to overcome obstacles. The developers have effectively slowed Sonic's roll. If the first episode's zones tipped its quills to the original Sonic, Episode 2's environments draw inspiration from the sequel. Not only are you accompanied by the young fox Tails, whose nickname is apparently derived from a birth defect, you'll also experience stages reminiscent of Sonic 2's Oil Ocean, Aquatic Ruin, Sky Chase, and Wing Fortress zones. Collecting at least 50 rings on a stage also opens up access to a bonus round, which mirrors Sonic 2's half-pipe race format. The visuals throughout are bright and colorful, with the developers opting for 3D characters and a more modern look instead of 2D sprites. The sound effects are spot on from the earlier games, but the retro-flavored chiptunes are grating and detract from the presentation. The controls also disappoint, lacking the crispness found in the 16-bit games, particularly when trying to use Sonic's homing attack. While the gameplay checks off many of Sonic's core features, such as collecting golden rings that let you absorb hits, revving up and around loops, using spin attacks to free animals trapped inside robotic enemies, bouncing on springs, and inhaling air bubbles to breathe underwater, the teamwork elements seem forced. You'll soon realize that the inclusion of Sonic's sidekick is more of a hindrance than a boon, an anchor instead of an engine. Tapping a button has Sonic and Tails performing a context-specific tag team move introduced by a hand-slapping animation that will have Tails slowly lifting Sonic in the air, propelling him underwater, or forming a ball to break down barriers. You'll need to use these pace-killing moves frequently throughout the game's 4 acts, each consisting of 3 stages, as well as a drawn-out boss battle against either Doctor Eggman or Metal Sonic. While the main content can be completed within an hour, there is some replay value associated with trying to get faster times on each stage, discovering alternate routes, or acquiring the elusive Chaos Emeralds. Both local and online cooperative play are also supported, but the multiplayer aspect is more frustrating than fun since you have to share rings and life between characters. Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 2 ultimately feels loose where it should be tight, slow where it should be fast, and tedious where it should be exciting. Sometimes it's best to let sleeping hogs lie.